Hey, this is Matias Fracchia, and I'm here to talk about my PRT 266 sport management interview. Um, I interviewed Ronnie Boombwe, who is the volunteer assistant coach and camp coordinator at NC State. Um, I asked him a couple questions to get to know him, and it went really well. The first question I asked him was, "When did you start playing soccer?" And he said he can't really tell me an age, but he's been playing for a long time since he was very young, and it's the only sport that he's played competitively. I asked him if he played college soccer. He played college soccer here at NC State, just like I'm playing right now, which is really awesome since he's in the same work environment that I want to be into. Um, I asked him what degree he has, um, to see what it takes to have the job he has. He graduated with a Bachelor in Science in Business Administration with a marketing concentration as an undergrad. He also attended graduate school here at NC State and graduated with a Master's of Arts of Liberal Studies. Um, I asked him outside of academics what he did to gain experience for this job, because if I'm going to do this job and one day get interviewed, I have to have experience and know what it's like. Um, Ronnie answered, outside of academics, I worked a lot of camps as a student athlete here at NC State. This summer, actually, now I'm a sophomore, so my freshman summer, I worked 3 camps with the NC State soccer team, which is good because that's a lot of experience. If I do all these camps every year, it's so much experience before I even get my first real job. He also said that uh, after he got his undergrad, he started coaching a local club team. Um, he says that he believes that these two pieces really helped him as a coach. Um, being a club team coach, you're with these kids every day. You're learning from them. They're learning from you. And then also working at camps, um, you're getting so much experience and so many kids, and you're really dealing with different problems and different kids every day. So it definitely has to be a great development for a coach. Um, I asked him what his responsibilities are here at NC State as an assistant coach and a camp administrator. Um, he says his responsibilities vary, um, but for the most part, he's in charge of the camp, which is every summer there's about 3 camps, and so many kids come. I mean, like, there's about 300 kids in the first one, 200 in the next one, and then about 150 in the last one. So Ronnie takes care of all the logistics and administration for those camps, which is a lot of work. Um, he says that anything that needs to be done to run a camp is managed by him. So anything, parents ask calling for the camp, parents emailing him, it all goes through him. The food, everything, all the organization, pennies, balls. So, I mean, it's a very hard job, but I think Ronnie does a very good job, especially after working the camps with him. I really realize how much work he has. I worked with him this summer, not only with the camps, but I worked with him to organize the camps. So I really got the behind the scenes look at everything. I got to I got to help him print out things. I actually answered some phone calls from parents and then would transfer them to him. Um, there's just a lot of work being done. But yeah, Ronnie does a lot of work for the program. And then not only does he take care of the summer camps, um, he's a volunteer assistant coach here, and he does a lot of work with us. This year, he's been working with the forwards in our group mainly, and I think he does a very very good job. His professionalism is top notch. Um, he knows how to talk to people, work with every different player, and you can tell that he has a lot of experience. So obviously he didn't get the job. Luckily he's obviously prepared. So yeah. Um, Another question I asked him is, what does your typical day look like? He says, it depends on the day, but most of the time it starts by getting to the office at 7 a.m. He says that the coaches have a staff meeting before they go to training, which is from 8 to 10. And then after training, the coaching staff would meet up again and go over the training session and see how the players did, how the training session went, and everything. And then he says after all of that is done, he spends hours doing office work, which is probably organizing for camps again. And then at night he says he has to go train his club team. Another question I asked him was, when did you start focusing on this career path? And he said, I really started focusing on becoming a college coach when I came back to Raleigh after spending a few months at home after graduation. I took the time to really decide what I wanted to do, and at the time it was a tough decision to make, but I knew it was the right one. He told me that he's been a fan of the game since he was very young, and that he didn't want to get away from it. And after all the experiences he's had after playing it in college, he said that it was something he really wanted to do. And honestly, I'm in the same shoes if you think about it. I'm playing here at NC State just like he did. He worked camps. He worked camps like I'm working camps in the summer. So the cool thing is to see that he went through the same thing that I'm going through. So it's just learning from him and just realizing that he has everything that I need to know to make it where I want to go. Another question I asked him was, what do you like and dislike about your career choice? And he said, I like how as a college coach we have a unique opportunity to mentor young men. He says that one of the best things is that he gets to see us grow up and really become, because he says that when you just come into college you're still a kid and you leave as a man. So he said that it's very important to see how each player matures. He says, it is our hope as coaches that they understand the life lessons we are trying to teach them. I consider myself a competitor without a doubt, but I dislike that as a coach, your legacy is determined by the wins and losses. He really believes that coaches are like a father figure. That they're there not only to teach you how to play the sport, but to help you with anything. Help you grow as a man, grow as a person, and just basically be there for you whenever you need it. Overall, this sport management interview really has had a great impact. I've learned what it takes and basically what you have to do to get to where I want to go, which is one day coach at a college or professionally. This was a great experience, and thank you, Ronnie, for the interview.